did not.
Okay, so I know we talked a little bit about local jobs and local jobs being provided to people with Poughkeepsie. Do you plan on instilling more opportunities for local jobs or reinstating the jobs that exist to local citizens?
Well, you have to be mindful of how jobs are created, right? So we know with the growing city that job opportunities are increasing with development, with people that are moving here, which actually creates jobs because there's a need for certain types of jobs based on increased population. You can't take the approach that we're going to create a business and hope people come to create jobs. And I'm talking from the private entrepreneurship that business people are. With the increase in housing units coming online, that's going to be an increase for services. So that's a good thing. As far as the city of Poughkeepsie government is concerned, so we have 354 employees as of today. And we are always mindful and always try to make sure that we recruit from within the city. We spend an awful lot of time at career fairs and within the school system and trying to make sure that they know that there's jobs available. Our Department of Public Works in the past 4 years, many of the positions that were filled there and created there are held by residents of the city of Poughkeepsie. We prioritize city hiring within our civil service lists. If there's a person that's a city employee or a city resident that's on a civil service list and they meet the criteria, we want to try to get them the opportunity to have that job.
A little more priority over.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can have residency requirements, but there are some things you just can't do. Yeah, and it's easy to say you're going to do it, but the proof is in the pudding of actually being able to accomplish it. And sometimes civil service regulations don't let you do it. There are barriers, and we recognize them, and we're trying to work through them. But again, it's about taking care of people in your community. I think we've done a pretty darn good job of it, and we will continue to do better and to make sure. A lot of it has to do with just the outreach, knowing that the jobs are available. Vassar Brothers Medical Center, one of the biggest employers in the region, they have jobs that go unfilled because they can't get people to take them. And sometimes you'll meet people in any community, but here in the city of Poughkeepsie, I'm struggling to find a job, we're trying to connect, right? Make the connections for job creation, and then having people the ability to have those jobs.
Thank you so much.
That's good. Nice to meet you all.
I have another question.
Yes, sir.
What would your first step be on trying to make the education better, like education system better?
Well, and we've already that step has already taken place. Now it's like, how do we keep the steps going, and how do we increase the pace of the steps? So it's building relationships within the school system. It's very easy to say that we're going to do this, and as Joe Asher said, he's going to rebuild schools. Well, I don't know necessarily right now where A, that money's going to come from, and B, that's the school district's responsibility. I'm not saying you can't be helpful, but that requires a lot of approvals above the city level, and it's easy to say. It's more difficult to implement, but it does not mean you can be supportive. And the relationship that I have established in the short 2 months that I've known the new superintendent gives me the hope that we're going to be able to do things together that the city can do and the school district can do to work together to create those opportunities to improve things, whether it's in the educational system, whether it's in the physical plant, whether it's in the parks, whether it's in transportation. It's really just having conversations and collaborating to try to accomplish things versus saying, I'm going to be able to do this, that, and the other thing, and then finding out, that's probably not realistic, and I can't. But that's not a criticism. It really is just, you need to understand, if you can, what you can do and what you can't. Doesn't mean you can't change that either, right? You know that that's always a possibility when you're dealing with the state of New York. Maybe they might say, oh yeah, the cities now will help build the schools. I don't think so, because that's where the dollars come from.
Thank you. I have a question just about the debate in general. Obviously, it was a very, well thought out debate. Do you think you got your message across to the audience here, and how do you think they were receptive in your type of message?
Yeah, I think I did. I tried, but sometimes it's difficult, to cram in and to really be able to communicate a lot of different things. Some of the questions, multiple layers. Look, I've been through a lot of debates and forums. Matter of fact, in my first race for mayor in 2015, I think I did 8 of them because there was a primary. And it's not that they get easier, but you try to get that information out. And I think I did a pretty decent job of it.
And I know you talked a lot about how you care for the city